Hello everyone, so this is going to be a commentary on TTY GFX Adventure. This is a game that I developed back in 2013. I believe I originally developed this for a game jam competition. It was originally called ANSI Graphics Adventure because I kind of modeled this after old school BBS game like Legend of the Red Dragon, games like that. Yeah, so this was my first game that I put out on the Xbox 360 back during the Xbox Live Indie Games program. So yeah, you'll hear the music, and I've kind of used this theme for a lot of kind of my little jingle for a lot of my videos. So yeah, you got the snake there, and they all have like these BBS ANSI style graphics to them. Yeah, I changed it to from ANSI graphics to TTY GFX Adventure just because I was like, well, I don't know. I think TTY, like teletype, old school, like terminals and things like that. ANSI is kind of actually an official organization, so I didn't want to actually use the name of an official organization for my game. So yeah, you can see many influences from this game. First of all, it's a lot like Dragon Warrior, as I knew it when I was a kid, which is Dragon Quest, as we know today. Yeah, so you got to buy the hatchet to get to the next part of the game. Let's explore the slime. It's based off slimes in many games, like, let's see if I can run away. Okay, like Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior, games like that. So yeah, once you get close to getting killed, you go back to the inn, stay the night for 5 gold, return to the village. Yeah, so I developed this using XNA, which was the platform that a lot of people used for the Xbox Live Indie Games program. So yeah, you got like various different places you can go here. The inn is where you start out. Blacksmith, you can upgrade your weapons, which if you have enough gold, or armor. And you can go. Then you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas that you can go to fight enemies. But starting out, you can only go to the meadows. If you go to the forest, then you're blocked by the tree, so that's why you need to buy the hatchet from the man. And the cave is too dark, so you need to, I think it's a torch you gotta get. You get a torch from the forest. The desert, you're blocked by boulders, so I think you gotta get a sledgehammer or something. It's been so long, I can't remember. And you need a key to get to the castle. And then, of course, you have stats, which, from what I remember, there's a maximum of 10 levels. So, yeah, it's not a very long game. You can actually finish it in about 30 minutes. Yeah, and I actually did all these graphics in Acid Draw, which is an old school ANSI graphics editor. So yeah, just leveled up, got enough experience to get to the next level. Oh, by the way, the text is also inspired by Dragon Warrior with the little beeping as the text scrolls by, and also the level up jingles kind of also inspired by Dragon Quest. Let's see here. So yeah, once you level up, you get a special skill, so that crushes the enemy for 8 damage. And the additional strength will make some of these guys a little bit easier to defeat. And of course, now we'll be able to start one-shotting some of the enemies, which will make this go by a lot faster. Still don't have 100 gold. Leave. The old woman, you can either help or leave, but I think she can either restore your health or steal your money. And I think it's a 50-50 chance. I can't remember. So it's always just, I'm not a gambler, I always just let her die. Yeah, so you only get one special skill at this level. once you get higher levels, you get additional special skills. Go back to the end, stay the night. So yeah, this game, it did okay. I mean, it sold a few hundred copies. It's on the Xbox One or Xbox 360 for $1, $1. I think that's 80 Microsoft points back in the day. So yeah, these levels start coming pretty fast once you get leveled up. So yeah, it's still short. I don't have enough to buy the hatches, and all these events are completely randomized. So one thing I probably could have improved, maybe make the hatchet man, the guy that sells you the hatchet, have him show up at a set number of periodic fights. I think there are diminishing returns on if you keep attacking the lower level enemies. Okay, here we go. Buy the hatchet. We got the little jingle going on. So now I can explore the forest. There wasn't ever any like real animation of like chopping the trees down or anything. See, I think if you go to stats, yeah, now you have the hatchet in your inventory. One thing I wish I could have did back in the day was actually do ANSI graphics of all the items. I wish I also could have did animated ANSI graphics. That would have been really cool. And if I ever was to make a sequel to this, that's something I definitely want to do. But it'd probably have to be in 3D, like 3D using the 2D art style. Let's go to the forest. So now we've got the wolf. And yeah, these guys are going to pack a punch here. Ooh, 12 damage. Nice. So we use special skill, take him out. Yeah, the title theme music was inspired by a George Jones song. I have a lot of different influences in this game that I've included. I guess the wolf was also another Dragon Quest, but I just made it a simple, like, dog-like creature. So yeah, now we got the merchant. He wants to sell you the candle, so you use the candle to go into the cave. I think I came up with that idea from Zelda 2. The Adventures of Link. Oh, and you get a random gold that you can find. I don't know why you would leave the gold. Maybe I should have added something that you get a bonus or something if you leave the gold. But yeah. The spider is pretty tough, I think. I may end up dying here. Yeah, and in this game, if you die, you can just restart. I think you just lose your gold, so it's best to run away. I think you can always run away. I don't think you can ever not run away. Plus, when you stay the night, you get your skills back. And you know, that was influenced by Legend of the Red Dragon, that BBS game by Seth Abel Robinson, who's actually still makes games these days. Check out his stuff. Yeah, always just leave the woman behind. But yeah, I played a lot of BBS games when I was a teenager back in the late 90s. Legend of the Red Dragon, but you only had a limited number of turns that you could play each day. And you had to keep coming back. I've always had the idea of making this an online game with multiple players and things like that. Oh, nope, still can't buy that. And the one reason I'm getting my rear end handed to me, I think I need to buy a simple sword. Yeah, I'd buy a wooden sword. So that'll boost my attack a little bit. I wish I had done ASCII art for these two. I actually developed this game, I think like in a week, for one of the mini Ludum Dares. I think it was develop a game in like a low-level language or something like that. So yeah, I did like a low level. I wrote this in C originally. Yeah, no, these guys are a lot easier now. Yeah, I wrote this in C and Linux, and then and it was so solid and everything, and everybody seemed to like it, so I ported it over to X and A and C#. And a lot of the stuff, from what I remember, it wasn't very hard to port all this over. Yeah, then I put it on Xbox 360 under the Xbox Live Indie Game program. That was a program where you could pay, I think, $99 to join the App Hub site, and then you could post games on the Xbox 360. You had to get them peer-reviewed by other developers, but it's really neat. You didn't have to go through like a publisher or anything, you really didn't even have to work with Microsoft. You just went out, posted your game, got 5 or 6 other people to play it, and then you were good to go, and then you could sell your game online. That was back in the day before Itch.io and GameJolt, and Steam might have been around at the time, but I don't think Steam had self-publishing. Okay, so I got 2 skills. Leave him behind. Yeah, so I'm kind of mowing over these guys now. The additional attack from the weapon makes all the difference. So I'm going to go ahead and get the candle. Yeah, so this was my second game on the Xbox 360. My first game was Resistor. It was a puzzle game, and it didn't do too well. I think it sold like 80 copies. And I think the payout was like 67 cents on the dollar. But with this game, I actually made at least enough to pay off like the 2 App Hub subscriptions that I purchased to put this on Xbox 360. But yeah, I got a lot of good feedback. I mean, the critics really didn't care for it, but just a lot of people that I saw online and in the forums and online playing it, people seem to like it. Yeah, I remember Splazer put this like on his top 5, or it's actually like a top game of the month for like November of 2013, and then it ended up in like his top 5 all time for Xbox 360. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who did a review of this game. There's a site called Xbox Ramble. I forgot who ran that, but yeah, they were cool. And there's a site called Indie Theory that reviewed it. Indie Theory reviewed it, and Writings of Mass Destruction, and Tim Hurley at the XBLIG, he reviewed it. So it didn't have like stellar reviews or anything, but yeah, some were good. I mean, it's kind of an either you love it or hate it type of game. I think people who played BBS games like this when I was a kid, I think they really enjoyed it. I mean, they got the nostalgia from playing games like this. But I think the younger folks just really didn't get it. But yeah, it could have been longer. Oh, you buy bombs to bust the boulders. That's probably another Zelda-influenced item there, bombs. Yeah, I really need to get... And as you go up higher in levels, you get more money from the random events. Yeah, I wish I could put this in full screen, but I don't know how to do that. Yeah, so after Xbox Live Indie Games shut down, I did put this on the Microsoft Store, but I think for some reason it got took down. It's like, oh, it was neglected or something. I don't know. So I recompiled it tonight. So this was originally developed in XNA. So I was able to recompile this in Monogame and Visual Studio. So I've had it out on Itch.io. It's just $1. So if anybody wants to try this out, you can get it from Itch.io for $1. But also had it on the Microsoft Store too. Maybe it's just been so long since I touched it or anything. Maybe you got to make an update once every year or something. I don't know. Yeah, so this was definitely influenced by Zelda 2. The cave that you need, the candle. So yeah, got another level up here, promoted to level 6. Still can't buy the bombs. We're gonna use a special skill on that guy. Yeah, I know in the original Legend of the Red Dragon, oh, how many? 12 damage, so I can probably do 2 more. Ooh, 22. I better run. Yeah, I mean, dying in this game isn't the end of the world. You just lose your money and you start over. So, yeah. So I still don't have the bombs. Still can't buy the bombs. Yeah, I like the little skeleton man that I made there in ASCII art. I really want to make a 3D version of this. I don't know, people would probably say it's too close to Minecraft or something with the blocky characters. Still can't buy the bombs. Can I buy a new weapon? I need 320 for the steel sword and 360 for the chainmail. Yeah, I guess my only regret is not making this game longer. I should have made it like a, I don't know, at least a 2 or 3 hour game. Added more areas, more enemies. I probably could have reused some of the enemies, I could have done palette swaps. But yeah, like I said, I did this in 2 weeks, so I guess I really just wanted to get something out there because I'd already paid for 2 years of the App Hub subscription, and I wanted to get something out there again real quick. But yeah, this was like the first game that I made where I actually like really turned a profit. I mean, the Resistor game, it came close to paying for itself, but this is the one that kind of pushed it over to actually earning a profit. So yeah, leather vest, wooden sword skills. I wish I would have also added different classes to this, kind of like Legend of the Red Dragon, so you have more than just a special skill to use. So gained another. I think all your health gets restored on level up. I think. No, it doesn't. But you can one-shot the guys. So yeah, the criticals, I think they're just random. I don't think they're tied to any stat. Is there a critical stat? No. I think the criticals are completely random. Oh no, I didn't want to stay the night twice. So that's an improvement. I shouldn't let someone stay the night if they're already at full health. So how much money do I have? 333. Oh yeah, I got enough. Let me go ahead and get the steel sword. Oh yeah, I got Mystic Sword in here. So that's like the first game that I created. The first like real RPG that I created when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. Created that in QBasic. There's actually a video where I go back and play that. I think I did that about back in what, 2013. Yeah, but I guess 6 years ago. Wow. But I did go back and play it again. Just to show my thoughts on it after I've came so far. Got a computer science degree at Georgia Tech, made multiple games, going back and looking at those old games that are kind of interesting. So yeah, the game's pretty much the same thing all the way through. You fight the enemies, you buy upgrades, you try to get the item that you need to progress to the next area. So I've been working on a new game lately. My last Ludum Dare entry, which is Yin Master. I think I want to put some more work into it. So I kind of have it like this is where it's a hub world, but you can go to different areas. So I'm kind of taking all these ideas that I've had, and I kind of just want to put all these ideas into one game. I've always wanted to do like a hybrid between Trade Wars and Legend of the Red Dragon. I think that would be really cool. Have the battles and the gameplay of Legend of the Red Dragon game, but have a world with nodes similar to Trade Wars. So that's been my dream, I guess my dream game there. I did have one game called Manifest Universe, which was a space game, kind of like Trade Wars, but is in 3D, and I started working on the world with the different nodes, and just never did finish it. I mean, it's out there to play. It actually used MySQL and Unity. That's one thing I tried out with that game, is using a MySQL database in a Unity game, and it actually turned out pretty good. You just have to make sure that you got your DLLs, MySQL DLL, in the correct location. So yeah, one improvement here would be to tell me what my current weapon is and current armor, so I'd know if I was upgrading or downgrading. Let's go ahead and get the chainmail. Yeah, one bad thing is you don't get any trade-in value for your previous armor. So sometimes it might be more beneficial just to save up your money and get the best weapon, or just jump a level. I don't know. It just depends on your play style. You can play different ways. Nope, still can't buy the bombs. Nope. Can I one-shot this guy now? No. Yeah, but I know other people that I know that have played this. I think it's at a skill level where anybody can pretty much pick this up and play it. There's not a huge difficulty curve. This might be like a beginner RPG. If anybody out there is interested in playing classic RPGs and never wanted to jump in because of the difficulty level, this might be one to try out. But yeah, I always wanted to make a sequel to this. I don't know. Full-time job and life gets in the way. Yeah, it seems like time just goes by so much faster as you get older. It seems like the body starts slowing down and everything, and I used to be able to come home from work and jump on the computer when I got home and start coding, but I think it's just because I have so many projects at home now. Like I came home today and just worked on the website, doing WordPress code, PHP code. I don't want to do that. Just trying to get the header correct and the titles. And my original objective was to actually, so I have some games, I have my own leaderboards on my website now. So my games have, I wrote my own little API where I can call these REST functions and write it to this database that I have on my site for leaderboards. So I wanted to so I have one page that displays this JSON data using Ajax. Okay, do I have enough money for armor? Still plate? No. Yeah, so I wanted to put the leaderboards for each game on their actual game pages, and I got the games linked by their WordPress ID, so I think it's something I'll be able to do. I'll just need to call I may have to write like a new entry point or whatever they call it. So I still need to get the bombs. Yeah, I'll just need to modify the code, the JSON code, or the REST code, so it'll return JSON for a specified game instead of returning all the games, which it currently does. I mean, I can still call the function that returns all the games in the leaderboard, and then just filter it out myself, but that's just returning extra data that I don't need. But the good thing is like, okay, this is public information, so there isn't anything that I need to like encrypt or send back and forth to display the leaderboard, because it's just JSON data that's publicly available. Okay, so we have enough to buy the bombs. Another thing that's missing, I think I mentioned it earlier, having actual images. It would have been nice to have pictures of bombs pop up right there, but oh well. Oh no, not the castle. Yeah, so this is kind of like an old school, I don't know, go to the castle, rescue the princess. I think one thing that, yeah, there was another site, the first review was, or one of the first reviews was, did not finish. That's the name of the site, and I can't remember the name of the guy who actually ran the site, but it's one of those reviews where like, okay, this could have used a little bit more of a backstory, so I agree. I should have done a little bit of a story to go with this game. So I think this guy packs a punch. Yeah, obviously this scorpion is influenced by the scorpion in Dragon Quest, the original Dragon Warrior. Yeah, the original Dragon Warrior is like the very first. So there's the key to get through the door. Yeah, the original Dragon Quest. I remember it was a free game that I never did get. I missed the one issue of Nintendo Power that had Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior at the time, as a free game, but I think I ended up playing like somebody else's, and I now have in my retro collection, but yeah, I remember playing that game quite a bit. Yeah, I remember I was in the 4th grade when I got Dragon Warrior, and I did horrible in school, like that one semester or one quarter or whatever, because I was playing Dragon Quest instead of studying, whatever I should have been doing. I think it's like the first time I brought home a C, 1 or 2 C's on a progress report there. So like, okay, I guess I gotta cut out Dragon Quest, get back to studying. So yeah, the keys is 1,000 gold. Sandworm. I think this was inspired by a Final Fantasy IV worm, big worm out there. Then I have another Final Fantasy inspired character, which will probably pop up in a minute. So yeah, I can already buy the key. Wow, that's fast. I think I'm gonna go ahead and level up to level 10. And get the best weapon and armor to make the final boss a little bit easier. But yeah, I can't believe it's been so long since I made this game. I remember like going to the Knoxville game design meetings back when we had in-person meetings and talking about the games that we've made. Kind of what got me into making games for Xbox Live and again. Needles! So it's kind of like a famous Final Fantasy humanoid cactus. But it's different. This one is different. I made sure to make this one different. I put a cowboy hat on him. That's back when we were all worried about like lawyers coming after us and everything. And yeah, I think a humanoid cactus, I mean... Oh no, I don't want to... I want to go back. I want to go ahead and get to level 10. Buy the best weapon and armor. So, the next level is at 1056. No, no castle. Desert. I think needles. Yeah, 29 damage. So yeah, you can just start one-shotting these guys. I guess the sandworm. I remember I actually had an Excel spreadsheet that I created for this. So I made sure this game was balanced. Now I know the later levels kind of went a little bit fast, but I made sure that if you did go to like a higher level that you weren't supposed to be at, then the characters were going to be a little bit tougher. I also made it where I was like, okay, makes it a little bit more beneficial if you do buy the weapons and armor. Yeah, I think I still have that Excel spreadsheet on my computer here. I think this may... No, I can't remember if I developed this on my old computer or this one. Yeah, I rebuilt this computer in 2015, so I must have developed this on my Alienware. Okay, we're level 10 now. Oh no! Don't steal my money! Go ahead and store health. So the inn does get more expensive. I think it goes up 5 gold per level. So they do kind of price gouge you there, or what do you call that? When you increase the price of somebody because you know they have more money. So yeah, we can almost one-shot this guy. So I think there is a standard set of attack values based on your current attack strength and your weapon damage. But I think there may be a little bit of randomness in there that I added. I can't remember. Ooh, almost one-shotted that guy. 123 damage. Yeah, looking back, I probably could have smoothed out the colors, but I think it gives it its charm of being kind of a retro game with the grainy, like, television graphics. But yeah, all the backgrounds and everything were done in Acid Draw. Actually, I ran Acid Draw through DOSBox in Linux to make all these graphics. Yeah, then of course is like, well, I'm not rendering like the actual ANS files. I'm actually exported those to GIFs or whatever, PNGs, wherever I did at the time. Whatever the file format was at the time. I might have had to use BMPs, I can't remember. Okay, get the Mystic Sword. So if I didn't mention, yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier, Mystic Sword's the name of my first game that I wrote in QBasic, first RPG. Yeah, I don't know what this guy was based off of. I should have done like animated flames or something. That would have been cool, animated flames and ANSI. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and get the best armor. Yeah, these fights go really fast. Take the gold. No. Explore. Take the gold. Explore. Yeah, so now I can one-shot the needles guy. So how much did I need for the armor? 1,200? Yep. Yeah, now the final fight. By the way, I did do all the music in GarageBand. I think it's one of the first games that I did. Well, no, I was doing Ludum Dare like a year or two before this, so I had a little bit of experience with GarageBand before making this game. So yeah, I got all the items now. Got the key, maximum level. So yeah, explore. So yeah, the dragon, defeat the dragon. Oh yeah, and I had a really cool promo video for this where I did, defeat the dragon and rescue the princess. So that was kind of the backstory. I just had it in the trailer. I didn't actually put it in the game. But anybody, I was a big fan of game shows when I was really, really young, around 5, 6, 7 years old, and one of them was it Tic-Tac-Doe? It had the dragon, so this dragon is kind of modeled after the dragon in was it Tic-Tac-Doe, or is one of the Joker's Wild or something? But yeah, that's where I got the idea for this guy. So yeah, 500 health, so we can whack him for 160 damage with a special skill. Another 160. 160. So yeah, if you're all maxed out, this guy's pretty easy. So I got like the slow death, like the old school RPG main bosses. He just slowly fades away. And also notice whenever you fight the dragon, the whole screen goes red. I use some sort of sort of transparency. And here's the princess, our ASCII princess. Yeah, and I also had it where like the final text of the game went really slowly, like the old school RPGs. So yeah, that's it. The end. I did have somebody write me and ask me if there's a save feature in this game. And no, I never added a save feature. I figure you can beat this game in 30 minutes. So. You can continue, though. It's just if you quit, then you gotta start all over from the beginning. But yeah, use like the old school Legend of the Red Dragon, the equal dash, like the old school BBS games. Also put my social media handle on there, so yeah. I don't know what happens if you continue. Do you just start over? No, you're still at max, so you can just go, kind of just explore any of the levels that you want to now. And just go through and one-shot these guys. I think you can actually... Oh yeah, you don't even get your skills back. Yeah, I should have called it something better than special attack or special skill. Could have... I don't know. So yeah, if you really enjoyed the dragon fight, you can fight them as many times as you want. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad deal for $1. I mean, like less than a cup of coffee. Oh, it's much less than a cup of coffee these days. I'm showing my age. It's like a cup of coffee is like $8 now. It's like 1/8 the price of a cup of coffee. Yay! You have rescued the princess! You are a hero to the entire kingdom. I probably got that line from something that's probably Zelda. You're a hero to the kingdom or something. Yeah, so that's the George Jones. I'll let people figure out which song of his that's inspired by. I know I may do a playthrough of Resistor if I can get it up and running. The thing about Resistor is I never got it working with keyboard controls, so I have to hook up a gamepad or something. I don't think I've compiled that one in a very long time, so I don't even know if it'll run anymore. But it would be good to see that one up and running again. So yeah, hopefully if I get that running, I'll make another video. So anyway, hope everybody enjoyed a walk down memory lane. TTY GFX Adventure. I actually made some promotional materials. I used to have this hanging up on the wall, TTY GFX Adventure. I've taken this thing right here to a lot of different conferences and to game show booths, not game shows, but gaming convention booths and things like that. Different events around the area. So I don't know if it ever resulted in any more sales or anything, but it's just kind of cool to have something to show off. So anyway, appreciate everyone watching, and go out and try TTY GFX Adventure.